You better buckle up. This was one hell of a new comic book day. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. If you love new comic book day as much as I do, you are in the right place. Happy new comic book day, everybody. Welcome to the ComicManAndy Comic Cave and Comic Dojo. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the content when we're dropping live content and edited content, talking about comic books and comic book collecting and modern comics all together. So what is good, everybody, as people filter in? You guys, like we said, buckle up. This was one hell of a new comic book day. It was no slouch. Take no survivors. Take no prisoners. Monday. Is it Monday all over again? It is not Monday. It's Wednesday. Oh, my Lord. But yeah, that doesn't even count the back issue bin finds that I found today that I set aside because definitely hitting things hard on Star Wars lately. Stoutman, what is up? Mark, good to see you. Daylight savings time doesn't end till next week. You're a daylight savings time. What is good, man? Good to see you. Holy shit, Annie, the pile you got. Yeah, we did not even pick up any DC books this week. Make Mine Marvel this week and some indie books in here. And we're looking for value, right? If we're going to go big and, go big or go home, but we're going to go big on value, right? We get the best bang for our buck while we continue to build this modern comic collection. And, there's actually a couple of books in here that were damage replacements from last week. So there's some high ratios. So we're going to get into that. We're going to dip right into the books. 1, 2, we're going to talk to everybody in the chat. 3, we're going to go over some announcements. And then we might do it all over again here for the people that have showed up a little bit later. But the first book up, holdover from last week, Berserker number 7, 1 in 100, showed up damaged either last week or the week before. I can't even remember when it came out. But the replacement finally arrived. So there it is. Definitely adding that to the Berserker collection. We're almost done. It's a tough hill to climb with all of the Berserker variants on top of everything else. We'll talk about variant and variant burnout a little bit today because I'm definitely feeling a bit of it. And we've made some changes. We made some positive changes. But speaking of variants, the 1 in 150 Berserker number 7 came out. And now this one I definitely want to get graded from CGC. This thing looks really good. Straight up cover buy. When I ordered all covers, all copies, all printings of Berserker, it was because it was supposed to be a 6-issue miniseries. It's now a 12-issue miniseries, but we're over the midway. We're over that midway hump. And like I said, it's going to be a tough hill to continue climbing towards the end, but we're almost there. We're almost done. Berserker will be over with before the end of 2022. So yeah, kind of pot committed now because I feel like if I shut off ratio variants or stopped buying the ratio variants of Berserker, I feel like I'd have an incomplete collection when it comes to Berserker. And then I'd have to go back and get them anyways. I'd rather order them ahead of time and get them at the deep discounts that I'm able to get them through my LCS. So that's that. And last book left over from last week that finally showed up. I'm super excited. This one came out. Actually did get replaced, and we did get a copy in. Was Star Wars Eye of the Storm number 2, the 1 in 25. Is this the Noto? No, this is the Suyan variant. And glad this made it in. Glad we got it for the steep discounts that we get through our LCS, and we're not paying secondary. This book now on the secondary market is ever so just under triple ratio, which triple ratio is kind of that magic number that JP talks about on his channel. JP Budget Collects when he looks back on, does that look back on the books. If it's the ratio variants aren't hitting triple value or higher, triple the ratio or higher, then they kind of don't hold their own over time. And you got to go back and look at JP Budget Collects content. Speaking of the man, the myth, the legend, JP is in the house. If you don't know JP, you need to fix that. You need to click on JP's information, subscribe to his channel, because that triple ratio variant is the triple ratio rule is definitely something that I've learned from JP, and I'm gracious to know about. So JP, once again, thank you for that information. But with this Eye of the Storm 1 in 25, just like several dollars under triple ratio, has me wondering if this is going to have some longer legs than I anticipated to begin with. Either way, glad the replacement copy is in. Glad we're able to add that to the collection. That's probably one that's going to hit that send to CGC listing or send to CGC box. That 2 short boxes deep of books that need to go to CGC. because good gravy. You guys know we sent out a 25-book pre-screen. We even added 5 more on there to make a 30-book pre-screen just because it's time to get the books that we want graded, get them graded. I'm not doing too bad on grading when it comes to high grade books. So when it's right off the shelf and there's nothing wrong with it, really good chance of it being a 9.8. So we're gonna take a really big risk, see what happens there. But we're sticking with Marvel. We're moving on to this week's books. Now, Devil's Reign 5 of 6 is out. This is a series that I've not kept up with reading, but this is, even if I didn't have this series going on my pull list, this is a flat out cover by McClay last night on Comic News Weekly. Talked up and down about how awesome this one is, and I agree. In person, this is a stellar cover with Kingpin just getting drizzled. Kingpin's just getting doused in blood from the stripes of the flag. Super cool. Really digging this cover. I'm that book makes me want to get into this and read and find out what's going on. A lot of these covers are just kind of like, all right. That cover draws me in and wants me to read the book. Speaking of covers that just kind of the Superior 4 Devil's Reign. When I said I wanted to read Devil's Reign, little did I know that I had accidentally added all of the tie-in stuff to my pull list, and it's all been it's getting ordered. I got to remember to drop this off my pull list. We're tidying up the pull list, and I'll tell you guys why here in a little bit as we get through these books. But Luke's Comics is in the house. Come on, Mama's here. JP's here. Stop, man. We're gonna hit up this chat here just a little bit. Thor 26. You know what? I'm pretty happy. I feel content after or not 26, Thor 23, sorry. After reading this, I feel fulfilled. I feel like where this is at the end, I can comfortably say that I'm happy to drop this off the pull list. And I feel complete. I feel like this Thor run that I've been reading, we're 23 issues, almost 2 years in. I feel like this is a good place to drop it, and I feel okay about that. Like, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that last page, I felt complete. Like, really, like, the story felt good. And I'm happy to leave it at that. I'm going to be adding Thor to my, dropping Thor from my pull list, actually, and moving along, because we've got a central focus for spring and summer of 2022, and it's definitely going to be Star Wars. So we've got to figure out a way to make the pull list work. But this was good. This was good. I'm happy I read it. I'm happy I stuck with it for as long as I did. And I'm happy to say that this is probably a really good place for me to end it. Now, granted, Andy, guys in the chat, Andy, you're going to miss out on something. I know. There's going to be lots of things I miss out that I'm going to have to read and trade later on, or I'm going to have to read digitally. And speaking of that, and just see if you guys can pick out the book this week that's missing from this pull list. Felt complete. That's what she's. Yes, Mushu, Seaman, good to see you again, man. Then Let It Go, JP. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Speaking of not letting things go, Brother John Comics, what's good, man? Good to see you. We'll hit up this chat here as soon as we get through these books real quick. We're almost there, making our way. Crimson Reign 3 is out. I made a poor decision originally after getting all of the copies, all covers, all printings of issue 1, and sitting down and looking at it and reading it. I was like, I don't know. I don't want to stay with it. I'm back, baby. I'm back, baby. I everything Crimson Reign, all covers, all copies, all printings that I could get today, I got. Now, I think I was missing some stuff, but we're going to talk about this. We're going hard. We're going heavy. We're going hot with Star Wars. And it just seems like a really smart play as far as what I like to read and I like to collect. So cover A is here. I am this far from being done with issue 2 so I could read issue 3. I was actually kind of upset with myself by not getting done with issue 2 in a timely fashion, so I could have read 3 before the show tonight. But the variant covers just keep on coming. And then Ochi, with variant cover with Ochi, I think. Pretty sure. That's what happens when I'm a day behind on my reading and we're talking about new comic book day to day. You know, sometimes I make mistakes. But wait. How do you leave behind a black satin cover Star Wars book? Like, even if I wasn't reading Crimson Reign, I would have picked up this cover. I definitely would have picked up this cover. Andy, truly a beacon of discipline for not buying extra covers. Yes, JP, you are dead center on. And we have that Raza connecting variant as well. Very cool stuff. Because now I actually, even though I didn't get all of the variants and covers and of issue 2, I did get at least the connecting variants. So those Raza connecting variants, we're gonna have a complete set of those. But wait, there's more. This just reaffirms my decision with a killer Afra cover. I cannot wait. What does this mean? Is she in the issue? Oh my God, what's going to happen? Like, I am stoked to get knee deep into issue 3 here and find out what's going on. So you got Black Chrysanthemum on a cover. You got OG on a cover. You got Dr. Afra here. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait. You know, I'm stupid excited to read issue 3 now. And Star Wars just keeps delivering and delivering and delivering and delivering. And of course, we got the 1 in 25. There you go. Because it's one of those things where it's, even if it's a cover I'm not 100% in love with, I'm trying to be a completionist collector on X number of titles. I allow myself like four a year to try to be completionist, and I've even dialed that back down. We're down to uh-oh, I may have goofed. We'll figure it out. I'll do the numbers later. We'll make the numbers work later. But that means we also got lucky and got that Nakayama 1 in 50 today. And if I'm understanding this correctly, because I haven't read the issue yet, first cover appearance of this character. I think this is the first cover appearance of this character. I could be wrong. I got to go back and dig through the covers again. Either way, any Moon Knight logic? Logic says any Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight was out. Was it Moon Knight last week or the weekend before or the week before? I think Moon Knight was just a week or so ago. I can't quite remember. I didn't see any Moon Knight on the shelf, so I didn't grab it. It's one of those things where whatever's not on my pull list, I'm actually digging around on the shelves and looking. But the Nakayama 1 in 50 Crimson Reign 3 is something that I feel like is heating up. I think there are some people out there talking about this Crimson Reign run and what's going on here. But wait, there's more. Yes, wait, there's more. Han Solo and Chewbacca is out today, and I did not want to leave this behind. And did not want to, skip it. It's got Mark Guggenheim's name on it. And I'm kind of digging his writing style lately. Now, I'll call Han Solo and Chewbacca, without spoiling it, an above average Star Wars read. I enjoyed it. I think this is going to be a mini series. I can't remember if it's not a mini series. I'm not going to stick with it for super long. Either way, 4 series. I'll do that for Star Wars series. Then I'll do, yeah. Oh no, yeah, I don't know. That's what I was just thinking about. If you think about it, Star Wars, Dr. Afra, Crimson Reign right now, Darth Vader. I think there's 5 or 6 if you do Star Wars Adventures. The High Republic is going to be coming back to. There's probably like 7 Star Wars titles going on at any given time, I think, or there were. High Republic's taking a break. But so Han Solo and Chewbacca, I'd call that an above average Star Wars read. And they didn't have all the covers available. We were able to grab a couple. But I was surprised to see this still available. The Adam Hughes 1 in 50. Now, granted, I'm not a big Adam Hughes collector, and I think this cover is something that I'm not the biggest fan on. I like it and I enjoy it, but I see potential value here. How many copies of Han Solo and Chewbacca were ordered and printed? Number 1. Number 2, 1 in 50 from Adam Hughes. Adam Hughes collectors are pretty diehard collectors. This is definitely a super crispy copy that's going to go get graded, and coming back in a 9.8 is potentially what we're looking at. I'm hoping for a 9.8. This is the goal. Like, Andy, why did you buy this if you're not going to keep it for the PC? I think it's a book that'll hold value over time, being an Adam Hughes cover, 1 in 50 high ratio variant or high-ish ratio variant of a Star Wars book. And how many were actually printed? What's this print run going to be? There weren't a ton of them at the LCS. I didn't see a lot of people talking about this. And when you look at the community and you look at what's going on in the comic book community and you don't see a lot of people talking about title, it's usually a safe bet that there's not a lot ordered. There's not a lot printed. It's a gamble, right? But it's like we said, we're going gangbusters on Star Wars for 2022 because the simple fact is Star Wars, what I like to read and what I like to collect, like 90% or more of it, I'm enjoying enough to spend money on. And Star Wars just seems like a safe bet when you talk about building a collection, not just for investment purposes, but just for paying cover price or low price for ratio variants and having them hold value. Star Wars seems to perform better than most other categories. Speaking of other categories, that's a great segue to move on here. I got a vasectomy because I didn't want kids, but when I came home, they're still there. Wait, that's not how that works, bud. Oh my God. I'm not getting any Star Wars, which is super difficult with all the stories going on. There is more Star Wars than anything else ever at one time. Yes, there is. There's tons of it. And the reason why I'm kind of gambling on Star Wars is because one, I'd like it. Buy what you love and you'll love what you buy. That's rule number one for me. I'm gonna enjoy it. So if I stay with it and if I keep it, I'm still gonna enjoy it. Two, the simple fact is a lot of people in the community had talked about a number of people, and this is kind of a theory in progress with no proof and it's not factual. There's no evidence to support this yet. The kind of working theory with Star Wars books right now is they're laying a foundation of stories. You're seeing a lot of first appearances. You're seeing a lot of stuff, not to just drive sales for comic books. Think of the content on screen down the road. They're pulling from stuff, they're going to run out of stuff at some point. At some point when creating this content for Star Wars, as the Star Wars universe continues to grow and expand and you get more and more, the fandom continues to grow over time, they're going to need more content to draw from. It just kind of makes sense that a lot of like High Republic, Crimson Reign, War of the Bounty Hunter, a lot of this stuff that they've been coming out with the last year or two, it just makes sense. Like it kind of clicks in my head that they would be creating these long runs or these stories or these first appearances. They're creating content to continue on content. I don't know. We'll look back 10 years from now and see what happens. Either way, what do you call a factory that makes okay products a satisfactory? Just like my performance tonight on screen, it's satisfactory. But like we said, moving on to another category, that's it. That's Marvel. Make mine Marvel Week. Big chunk of those books were Marvel, primarily all Star Wars books. But I'm excited that we get more Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen action here with Little Monsters #1. And I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not much of like a vampire reader. I do like horror and thriller stories, but vampires just kind of like, I feel like vampire stories in the indie world are like Batman stories in the DC world. Kind of tired, worn out, overutilized. I feel like this is going to be a little bit of a different spin on a Lost Boys kind of situation. And I love Jeff Lemire's writing style. I love Nguyen's art style. What's very interesting here is if you haven't read this book yet, that's kind of a mini spoiler. There is and it's not even really a story spoiler. The art is more black and white than what you would think. So that means when they introduce color, it's that much more drastic when they introduce the color. It pops and it really just kind of smacks you in the face and grabs your attention. Really cool what they're doing here. I'm really liking this. I'm definitely adding this to the pull list. Little Monsters. I'm going to go back and reread it again probably tomorrow. If you like Lemire, and if you've liked Ascender or Descender, you got to give this book a try. You cannot not pick up this book. So Little Monsters was really good. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. I don't think Little Monsters is a mini series. I gotta probably pull out the previous catalog and check that out. What do the movies Titanic and The Sixth Sense have in common? Oh no, I see dead people. Oh my God. Josh, congratulations. Tomorrow's going to go great for you, man. Good to see you, brother. We're going to finish getting through these books. Then we're going to power through the chat, giggity, and say hi to everybody. Another interesting book that's out this week that I was a little torn over, but I'm glad I picked it up and I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I read it. We Live, Age of the Palladians. Palladians, if I remember correctly. Issue 1 is out. And I was kind of excited that now we're getting back into that We Live universe. But then I looked, and this is the white version. And then there is a black version. And then collector in me is like, I got to buy 2 issues to read 1 story. Now, granted, if I'm buying variants or I'm buying different covers, I'm buying them for the cover art. But they've tied these together in a way that this is like issue 1 and issue 1.5 kind of comes out. You're going to need both of them if you enjoy We Live and you're really looking to read this series. I'm definitely adding just cover A's. If they pull this dual issue crap all the time though, I'm not going to be very happy. But I'm still glad I grabbed both issues and I read them. The art's fantastic. There is a little bit of not time travel, but a little bit of backflashing, if you will. Vernacular escapes me. Words escape me tonight. if you enjoyed We Live, you are going to enjoy this. I did enjoy this, and glad I picked it up. Glad I picked up both covers, even though it's kind of like a you got me kind of thing. And you guys, JP's gonna make fun of me right now for buying 20 Star Wars different Star Wars covers, and then sitting here complaining about one indie additional book. So that is what it is. It's a one marketing gimmick versus another marketing gimmick. Either way, but moving right along with Dark Horse, Apache Delivery Service is out with issue 3, and this just continues to get creepier and creepier and creepier, and I like it. I'm really interested. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes on the next issue. I think Matt Kint's doing a really good job with this. I'm enjoying this more than I thought I would, because they threw us some curveballs, maybe a little slider here, a little slow ball, and then hopefully they're delivering a fastball with the final issue at some point. Digging it. I'm digging it. And then last issue up, just so happens, no pun intended, is The Last Flight Out number 5 from Mark Guggenheim. Second to last issue, and they throw a massive curveball at the very end, which has our characters in a situation that, well, crap. How are they going to get out of this now? I'm not going to spoil it. You guys know I'm working to do the most spoiler-free reviews on New Comic Book Day for books. You guys kind of know my collecting habits and collecting styles we've been doing this show for almost 2 years now on Wednesday night. So it's kind of one of those situations where you guys kind of know my collecting habits. I'm a pretty predictable collector. Is Andy going to buy DC this week? Not likely. I should. Missing out. Speaking of which, like Naomi season 2, number 1 is out. I didn't pick it up, but I will be reading that digitally. I'm looking forward to that. I've read the entire first season of Naomi, and I enjoyed it. And for sure, I'm going to be picking it up digitally. We're trying to manage bulk now. It's at the point now where we're working to manage bulk, physical volumes of comic books. The storage area isn't going to get any bigger. So it's one of those situations where I do want to read several more titles. I'm going to start utilizing digital platforms more now than I ever have. And that's just gonna kind of have to be the way it is. But let's hit up this chat for everybody here. We'll go through the books one more time. We're working pretty efficiently tonight at about the 20-minute mark, getting through those books. Because like we said, it was a massive, massive week this week. Daylight savings time doesn't end until next week. Yes, we are an hour later tonight. I decided to give myself that comfort zone buffer of an additional hour to an hour and a half to sit down and just read books and enjoy them. I prefer to go live at 8 because that means that we're all kind of getting back to our evening an additional hour earlier and having fun. And like, I feel like I can read some more books, maybe play some video games or something like that before going to bed. At the end of the day, I felt better about giving myself an additional hour. And I felt like I'd be delivering better content at 9 o'clock after reading a few more books or even rereading. Like I said, I only fell behind a little bit on Crimson Reign today, but it's only because we have that Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer dropping today that severely distracted me. And I'm like, oh, they have the trailer. And because of that trailer, it had me nosediving into the 2017 Soul run of Darth Vader because I wanted to reread those first 6 or 7 issues and dig back into that. And then I realized, oh, crap, I want to be reading my New Comic Book Day stuff too. So while you're here, everybody, make sure you hit that like button. 16 people watching live. Thank you very much for you guys. And we're hitting you up in the chat right now. Holy sheet, Andy, the pile you got. Yeah, that was a good stack of books. Physical volume of books is getting more difficult to store. So like we talked about. And once I'm done running through the chat saying hi to everybody, we're going to go over announcements. And one of those announcements has to do with New Comic Book Day stuff. That's a big stack. It was Monday for this guy. It definitely feels like Monday. Did Andy cut back this week? Well, I guess that's a no looking at that pile. Technically, we made some cutback choices. What up, fool? Ryan Halsap, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Station Comic Book people, good to see you, man. Zuni with a little fist bump action for a Wednesday. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. What kind of fun stuff did you find today? Yeah, because there's about a stack of back issues about that big that we picked up as well. All Star Wars related, waiting to be bagged and boarded, rebagged and reboarded. Yeah, I should send you guys the picture on Instagram of just the giant stack. Either way, New Comic Book Day was 3 books. Stout man, that's efficiency. That's efficiency. You're being efficient there with 3 books. That buy what you love and you'll love what you buy, man. You should just send the Star Wars 1 in 25 to you. Maybe I should send JP a little A-OK. King of Spies number 4, last book for that Spawn 327. Yeah, like there was Spawn that Spider-Man variant for Spawn. Todd McFarlane homaging his own Spider-Man cover. Super cool. I wanted to ham fist all of the copies on that shelf. Did I? Nay, I did not. I showed restraint. Even though it doesn't look like I showed restraint, you guys should have seen the stuff that I didn't buy today. Oh my God. YouTube user JP, absolutely. There's JP's link in the chat from Come On Mama. Everybody make sure that you scroll up, click on JP, hit subscribe to them. You will not be disappointed. JP is delivering some awesome content. You guys will learn a ton. I know I do. He says bloody, absolutely. So where are we at, everybody else here? Yes, Brother John Comics, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. What is good, brothers and sisters? Awesome, man. Thanks for your time this Wednesday. See, I'm even thrown off this week. Then let it go, he said. Yes, let it go. That's what I said. I'm going to remove Thor from the pull list. I feel very comfortable ending the storyline there for quite some time and then maybe picking up a trade or reading the rest digitally. Felt complete. Absolutely. Andy, truly a beacon of discipline for not buying extra covers. I told you. I didn't ham fist all of those Spawn covers even though I wanted to. What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated. Oh, my Lord. That's good. Hey! You guys know that geology rocks, right? But geometry is where... Oh, see, I failed you guys. Geometry. Nope. Andy's done with that. No more jokes tonight. Any Moon Knight? No, I think Moon Knight was last week or the week before, issue 9 or 6. My number's upside down. Either way, I believe Moon Knight was just recently. Maybe there was additional printings out today. I got a parking ticket yesterday. Not sure why the sign said fine for park. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm always following that. 4 series. I'll do that for more Star Wars series than that, or do all Star Wars count as one series? I can't count all Star Wars series because if they do the tie-in events, it gets nuts. But you've got Darth Vader, you've got Dr. Aphra, you've got the regular Star Wars series, you've got Crimson Reign. There are House Salon is out. That's 5. Then you've got High Republic, which is going to be coming back as 6. Then you got Adventures, which is 7. Then there's the IDW Adventures, and so you're up to already like 8 off the top of my head. There's probably more, but man, it's nuts. I got a vasect. Oh yeah, we definitely hit that one up. Ryan does not buy Star Wars books. There's more Star Wars than anything else ever at one time. Yes, there is. It's a difficult thing to keep up, which is why we are going to be cropping that pull list so that we can ride the Star Wars wagon, so to speak, here soon. And we're already hitched up to the Star Wars wagon. Now let's sit back and enjoy the ride. Star Wars and Spider will always be money. Spider-Man, yes, I agree with that, Zuni. What do you call a fact? No. We already did that one. I have a joke about time travel, but I'm not going to share it. You guys didn't like it. Jesus Christ. No, that's too good. That's too good. What are the movies? Yeah, we did see that one. Josh, good to see you, man. Thanks again for being here. Yep. Hold on tight. We're almost through the chat. Rodian Outpost, I'm late. What did you miss? You didn't miss anything. We're going to go back over these books here in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Buckle up. We will get back into these in just a little bit. Did anyone grab the animation What If cover for Captain Carter? No, I didn't see it at all at Fanfare, man. I didn't see it there. And maybe I looked right through it, or maybe it was behind some other books. But Zuni with a $5 super chat being donated to Mission 22 tonight. Little fist bump action for that. Awesome. It's a great time to say that all channel monetization, all ad revenue, all super stickers and super chats will all be donated to Mission 22. And you guys, all of you rock. We have so far, we are in the neighborhood of $800 donated to Mission 22 due from Whatnot auctions on Friday Night Fires. We do one auction item every Friday. And we're approaching that $1,000 mark being donated to Mission 22 already. And we haven't even dipped into the ad revenue or the super chats yet being donated. So we're making serious headway. We're making serious progress on donations to Mission 22. This community is almost to 1,000 donated. It's good stuff. I got to put a collage together of the donation pictures. You guys would probably like that. And you should probably put that together. That can't be easy to choose which ones you want to go digital with. It boils down to like, I'm probably going to boil down to a lot of the stuff that I read. It's going to be like Marvel and indies, what's going to come home with me pretty much. And anything DC or anything ultra indie or anything that I don't see collectability in, but I do see like a story that being woven that I want to read. then I'm probably going to go digital with it. I'm going to kind of ebb and flow with that and see if I can find a way. I once had a dream I was floating in an ocean of orange soda. It's more a fantasy. Ooh, good one. What up, Mom? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I will get with you Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Give you a phone call. Did you hear about the king that was only 12 inches tall? He was a terrible king, but a great ruler. That one deserves some hydration. Wow. That's a good one. So, Andy, I made my pre-order for all of May today. 15 books total. That includes any variants. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, for the entire month of May, you only have 15 books coming. That's pretty dope. That's not bad at all. 4.5 books a week. That's not bad at all. That is very efficient, man. Logic Neo is in the chat. Good to see you, man. He said just subbed him up. Logic, you're going to appreciate the content that JP puts out. Trust me, man. It's good stuff. Thanks, Logic. Hope you enjoy the content. Absolutely. You'll need to go through and do my pre-orders. Yeah, I've got previews sitting here from, I think this is the last one that I still have to go through. And there's some decent Star Wars stuff in here. I would love to actually sit down and do a show talking about preview stuff, pre-order preview stuff, not even an FOC show. We're talking months ahead and just getting out the good old paper and pencil avenue. Maybe there's an audience for that. You guys I'll do a poll. Maybe I'll do a poll and see what you guys think about that. How does the moon cut its hair? Oh, Mom, eclipse it. Good gravy. Yay, Andy giggles. Yeah, you got me with that one. Truly. Mama had me in stitches and says, thank you, JP Logic. There we are. We're caught up with the chat. Announcements. Friday Night Fire is happening this Friday. We're going to be putting some books together. I don't know that we'll have anything for a donation for Mission 22. We're making such forward progress with that. It might become an every other Friday thing. We'll see. It's really good stuff. And another big announcement coming up. Oh, man, I got to get back here because the next CGC unboxing is here, is ready to go. We just got to set up the stage and hit record and get ready to do this. There are 6 Whatnot Invincible #1 exclusives in here, including a gold foil. And there are 4 copies of Darth Vader 3, the first Dr. Aphra. We shotgunned the rest of the copies we had. I don't care if they're going to be 8.5s, 9.0s, 9.2s, 9.6s. I don't care. The first Dr. Aphra. I'm buying every copy that I think is in that. At least, like, I'm shooting for 9.0s and betters when I buy raw books now at that point that are affordable. Like, I'm not going to pay double or triple what I think the market value should be for a raw book in 9.0 or 9.2, but that's kind of the trend that I'm seeing at conventions. When I see the first Dr. Aphra, they're going for, like, the asking prices are like double. Not retailers, but vendors at conventions. That tells me that vendors at conventions are looking to haggle. They're looking to haggle and work. They want people to work for the books. They want people to work for the books, not just walk up and grab them, because everybody's buying everything anyways. So 10 books. I'm hoping to record this sometime tomorrow or Friday and have it ready for Saturday. That would be epic, and I would love to drop this on Saturday. This could potentially be worth almost over $6,000. This could be worth $6,000 to $8,000 depending on the grades. That there could be that much value sitting in this box. So let's yeet it. No, not really, but seriously. I'm over the moon. I can't wait for the next CGC unboxing, because there's another package at CGC about ready to hit that fast track grading, and there's also a 30-book pre-screen headed that way as well. So we're gonna have tons of great CGC content. I know there are a lot of people out there that enjoy CGC unboxings, and we're gonna make an effort to do some recorded CGC unboxings in that high quality video and high quality audio that I like to work in. I like to work with. I love live streams, but sometimes the glare is really hard to fight with when you're doing the CGC unboxing. Either way, what else we got on announcements? I just recently went to Hall of Heroes Con the other weekend and picked up, and I don't even have it out, picked up a Darth Vader 3 1/25 La Roca raw, high grade, really good high grade, 9.4, 9.6, looking to get that graded so I can give the CEO of the Comic Dojo her copy back. That one's been on loan. Either way, getting that one sent out and graded is going to be epic. That Hall of Heroes Con down in Elkhart, Indiana was fantastic. I'm potentially I have been talking to one of the owners and the managers, and potentially working to put together a interview with that where we talk about the Hall of Heroes Con, because for those of you that don't know, the Hall of Heroes comic book convention started 5 years ago, exists solely for the support of the the Hall of Heroes Museum. One of the largest collections out down there anywhere. You can find down in Elkhart, Indiana. Go check that out. Look up Hall of Heroes on Facebook. They've got quite a large following there. Look them up on Google so you can find the Hall of Heroes Museum. Very cool stuff. Very fun convention. Josh was there. He saw that copy in person, so that was a nice copy they picked up. Josh picked up some fantastic art that I wish he could show on. Maybe he posted it to IG. I got to go back and double check. Josh had some fantastic pickups down there. It was really cool to run into Josh down there. And it was really cool. I got to run into several other people that watch Tales from the Flip Side and It's Drunken Chat. And I caught a couple of people down there and ran into them and talked for a solid hour, I think. That was really cool to meet more community members and sit back and chat. I need to take the con setup, the little con convention setup, and add some straps to it so I can put a folding chair on there and roll with that, because I think conventions are really just going to be about finding people from the community, kicking back, having a pint, and having a good conversation in person. It's going to be super epic. It's awesome. And that just had a handful of really good vendors and a lot of other really cool stuff. There was one other thing. I'm beating around the bush because there was one other thing that I wanted to bring up, but it's not coming to mind. So New Comic Book Day is here. It's come. It's almost over with. We got some great books. JP said, I told my wife to wear underwear. I told my wife her underwear was too revealing. She replied, wear your own. Oh, my Lord. It puts the lotion in the basket. I got your box today, Andy. It was well packed. Thank you. Luke, actually, yeah. Luke sent a care package, almost 5-pound care package that arrived today that I'm going to be dipping into and probably doing some IG content about. Looking forward to seeing what's in there and what's available to read there. That's good stuff. But let's hit up these books one more time. We're 37 minutes in. We're going to try to stay efficient within that hour time frame. Good gravy. But yes, we're going over these books one more time for the people here hanging out. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. That really does help. Please continue to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Go back and hit subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, something along those lines. Either way, we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and there seems to be this good, continuous, steady growth where we're finding the audience out there that loves talking about New Comic Book Day stuff, modern comic collecting, and some of the other content that we're doing. When golfing, I always wear a second pair of pants in case I have a... Oh, my God. Bless him. Winner from Rhodian Outpost. That's probably the best dad joke of the week right there. That's good stuff. Why don't dinosaurs make good pets? Because they're dead. That's morbid, JP. How dare you? Open it. Yeah, it's back up at the other end of the house. We're gonna grab that and dig into it. But let's go over these books again one more time for the people just showing up before we get too far into the evening. Like we said, Last Flight Out from Mark Guggenheim, issue 5 out of 6, throws quite a curveball for our characters. Now they're in a predicament I didn't think they were going to get themselves into. And with only one more issue to go before the series is over, the hell is going to happen? And now I got to wait a month to find out. Either way, good stuff there. Speaking of great indie reads, Apache Delivery Service from Matt Kent is out, and this just continues to get creepier and creepier with every issue. And I like that that's something he's probably planning to make you feel a little bit comfortable at first, and then all of a sudden, wham, here you go. Here's something that'll creep you out. I'm digging it. I like it. I'm looking forward to seeing how that ends. I really am. And then We Live, Age of the Palladians is out with issue 1, but you've got a black issue and you've got a white issue. If you read, I will say this for what they did here. This is expertly crafted. Not once did I ever feel like I was rereading the same content between issues. Not once did I feel like they were copying and pasting anything or even reusing art. I didn't even feel like they reused any art. I feel like there were similarities, but I think that they did a really, really good job weaving this together. I'm looking forward to this series. Cover A for this series is added to the pull list. Looking forward to seeing where this goes. I like the idea of, I just like this idea, this futuristic idea with the mech armor and the Palladians. It's kind of in that sci-fi wheelhouse for me, actually. Speaking of sci-fi, Little Monsters #1 is out. I do recall seeing this in previews and told myself I need to add it to the pull list, and I completely forgot. So when I called my LCS, and thankfully Andrew at my LCS reminded me that Little Monsters was out, and he said he enjoyed it, and then reminded me that it was a Lemire Nguyen creation. He's like, I'm like, oh yeah, definitely add that. I do want to read that, and then just go ahead and add it to my pull list because I feel like it's a series I'm going to want to see straight through to the end. If you like Descender and you like Ascender, you're going to enjoy this. And I love what Nguyen does with the lack of color, but it's not really a lack of color. It definitely feels, it doesn't even feel black and white, but the gradient or the shading that he uses makes it so that it doesn't feel so starkly or stark black and white. So it feels soft. It feels delivered very well. The art is extremely high level when it comes to when this is looking really good. And then when they do drop color in there, it's dramatic. It pops, it grabs your attention. You're like, whoa, you're blown away. Like you got to blink and refocus here. So Little Monsters is definitely on the pull list for cover A. And then we are now back into some Star Wars action. Han Solo and Chewbacca, the the Hughes variant. The Hughes variant, the 1 in 50. I don't even know what the order numbers or the print run numbers are this are, but the fact that my LCS ordered some and then like nobody asked for the Hughes variant and it wasn't reserved, and I didn't reserve it either because I didn't pre-order any of this, leads me to believe that sometimes I get that kind of gut feeling that when people aren't clamoring about an issue, and this is a Star Wars issue and it's an Adam Hughes variant cover and it's a 1 in 50 ratio, this could hold value over time. This could see some legs. I don't know. I'm not very experienced with Adam Hughes artwork or the collectors of Adam Hughes. I'm not too familiar with them, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Worth a gamble. Either way, this is going to hit that going to CGC box and is going to go and get graded. This definitely looks stellar in condition as I throw it around ham-fistedly. And then we got the variants for Han Solo and Chewbacca, and we talked about this. Is this Soul? This is Guggenheim. Guggenheim. I'm finding myself reading more and more of his books. I feel like this is above average Star Wars read. But then again, I feel like we can say that about every Star Wars #1 that comes out, whether it's a miniseries or an ongoing series, because it takes the first 4, 5, or 6 issues to really lay out the foundation, the groundwork for the story. And then when you go back and you read them all in like a trade, or you read the first 4 issues, it's a much better story. So if this is just one small portion of the puzzle, and it's really hard to judge how good or not good this is going to be on just one issue. You can't really get there just on the one issue. I'll call it right now as a standalone #1 for Star Wars. I'll call it an above average read. I enjoyed it and glad I picked up the variants. And then speaking of variants, Crimson Rain. What am I doing? Crimson Rain, the Nakayama. Is it the Nakayama? Yes. The Nakayama 1 in 50. I think this was the first cover appearance of this character from Crimson Rain. I got to go back and triple check all the covers. And I think that's why people were after this one, but I'm not positive. Because I know I've seen this character like in issue 1. That may have been a cameo. And I got to go back. I was reading Crimson Rain 1 earlier today, and I only got partially into 2. Either way, that was one of the reasons why I was kind of rereading the beginning of Crimson Rain and wanted to get into issue 3, is kind of find out why issue 3 is getting the heat that it is, or people are talking about it, or why the ratio variants are moving like they are. What happened? I was getting into that and trying to figure it out. Needless to say, still here. Accidentally took a 10-minute video of my shoes and my cell phone yesterday. It was pretty good foot. Oh my God. Get out. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty dang good. And when you talking about Crimson Rain and talking about buying all the covers and variants, I was over the moon to see this because what's Dr. Aphra doing on a Crimson Rain variant cover? Does that mean she's in issue 3? I don't know. Was she in part of issue 2 and I just hadn't gotten that far in? I don't know. But Dr. Aphra, now I'm really excited. And because when I was going through and looking at, like, I think I used like League of My Comic Geeks and like Midtown to look at covers, and just much like everybody else. And I saw the Black Chrysanthemum cover. I'm like, oh hell yeah! Now we're talking. Right now, I really got my Star Wars energies flowing. 1 in 25. They're running through all of these. They're doing the 1 in 25s with all of these the cards with characters on the cards, and I can't not for the life of me remember what the card game is called. I remember them talking about it in Solo, if I remember, but either way, they're just gonna make that a thing for all of Crimson Rain. So I got one. I have one. I got issue 3 for that, the 125. Maybe I got to just look and see if the 1 in 25 from issue 2 is cheap enough now. Either way, speaking of variants that people have been talking about, the Raza connecting variant for 3 is out. I got I got like the last copy that was there and available. So super happy for that. Then Ochi, we got a cover with Ochi on the front. I gotta get the hell in this book and find out what's going on when all these characters are on the cover and what is up. We're gonna get into that. And then I don't quite recognize what's going on here. Either way, like we said, all covers, all copies, all printings. We're a completionist comic collector. When it's coming to Star Wars, we're getting them all right off the shelf. At least most of them. And then the good old cover A, which I feel like we're trending. We can do a whole show about Star Wars comic book covers. We're trending into some better covers with Crimson Reign here. Like you guys, for those of you that have been following the show every Wednesday, know that I was kind of perturbed and a little upset at how average and bland the covers for War of the Bounty Hunters and some of the other titles over the last year and a half. I'm like, for comparison, look up the covers from 2015 and 2017 Darth Vader runs from Gillen and from Soul and start pulling covers out of there, and how phenomenal do those covers look for cover A's. And you got high ratio variants from Star Wars that don't even hold a candle to those covers. It's a thing. I'm seeing a little bit of a trend, though, that, yeah, there's some gimmicky stuff in here, but there's also some really good-looking covers that are coming out. Double O, what is up, man? We're just running through the books one last time before we close out the show. Sabek. Okay, so was that the other character? Was this Sabek? The one that I don't know yet because I didn't get that far enough into the read just yet. Maybe that was Sabek. Either way. And then, like we said, the cover A. And then I've got to drop the Devil's Reign stuff from my pull list because these are just hitting the reading pile, and I just don't want to keep dumping stuff off into the reading pile. And I think I've had my fill of Zdarsky's Daredevil run stuff. Maybe I just drop it, just cover A of The Woman Without Fear, and then whatever else he's going to do. But Devil's Reign is coming to an end here fairly shortly. That's the card game. Thank you. Sebek's the card game. There we go. Thanks, JP. Either way, Stephen Prost, what is up? Good to see you, man. Thanks for you. Tyler Kirkham's War of the Bounty Hunters are nearly untouchable. Okay, so not all of them are terrible. Yeah, granted, not all, but a bulk of a lot of the stuff from Star Wars ratio variants over the last year and a half don't hold a candle to the cover A's of the last decade on some other Star Wars reads. But Steve makes a great point. Those Kirkham variant covers, the Kirkham ratio variant covers, or some of those weren't even ratios. I think they were just straight up variants. Yeah, you're right. There's a couple of them that come to mind that were really dope, but Kirkham did some did he do some exclusives? Either way, Sabek's the card game. Yeah, and I don't want to get too far off into the weeds on what could be an entirely another show, but like we said, we got to drop this. But then we were really excited that last week, the ratio variants that got damaged that we weren't able to pick up, they actually followed through, not my LCS, but the shipping companies followed through and sent out replacements. So we were able to get the 1/150 Berserker number 7. And when I saw this on previews, or not previews, but wherever I saw it online, I'm like, this has got to go to CGC. This is another one of those really, really, really good looking Berserker variants that I want to get graded. Super clean. I'd be shocked if this didn't come back. I'd be utterly crushed if it came back anything less than a 9.6, and I'd be shocked if it didn't come back a 9.8. I mean, honestly, they've been doing whoever's been shipping a lot of these indie books, and it escapes me at the moment, the people that have been shipping the indie books have actually been doing a really good job. A lot of these high ratio indie books have been coming in really good shape. Thor 23. If you haven't read Thor, this is the conclusion to God of Hammers, and I'm actually really happy with how this ends. This story arc. So happy to the point where I feel like this is an excellent time to just drop this from my pulls and not read Thor for a while. I don't have to read Thor for 4 years straight. We're coming up on 2 years. I think it's been a pretty good run with Donny Cates. I think my brain could use a little bit of a Donny Cates break. And then maybe go check out Hulk or something else that's going on at some point later. Devil's Reign, speaking of Zdarsky and stuff that we're about to the end with, Devil's Reign 5 of 6 is out with a fantastic Kingpin cover here, drenched in blood. And then here is the Star Wars Eye of the Storm number 2, the Suwon 1/25 variant that seems to be doing pretty good and is approaching that triple ratio price tag on recent sales online on eBay. So actual completed, not asking prices, but actual completed sales on eBay, approaching that triple ratio, leading me to feel like if I applied JP's rule when it comes to ratio variants, this could have some legs and could hold some value, maybe settling down at just about double ratio to some degree. Find out what's going on. That Eye of the Storm, I haven't even finished reading yet. I think I got We had quite the long discussion about Eye of the Storm 2 weeks ago, and I think I actually either did finish it or got really close. But it was like 2 different cameos, 2 different first appearances. Oh my god, what's going on here? And it's just either way. So, and then Berserker number 7, the 1 in 100 that was delayed coming in because they had a damaged copy earlier, is in. So that's new comic book day. That was a ton of books, way more books than I thought we were going to be picking up this Wednesday. Either way, happy to have them in the collection. Happy to have, I mean, probably like 35 to 40% of those books are probably going to get graded at CGC over at some point over the next year or maybe even in 2 years. But either way, happy to have him. Steven, I'm all in on covers when Mando drops. Rip my bank. Yes. Yeah. Star Wars Insider, the Peach Momoko variants from, I think those dropped at the tail end of season 1. Star Wars Insider number 200, maybe. I bought several sets of those. Don't even know if I let any go yet. But anything with Mando and Grogu on the cover, or even just Mando on the cover when it comes to a comic book now, I'm paying attention to, which means in June, if everybody's paying attention to previews, they are doing a Mandalorian comic book pulled directly from the show. So I'm adding that to my pull list. I don't know if it's going to be I think I've heard people say it's going to be a direct adaptation, a direct copy of the show in the comic book form. Either way. That one you're going to want to send me, right? That's the one JP's talking about, that almost triple ratio Eye of the Storm number 2, 1 in 25 or 1 in 50, 1 in 25. Good cover too. But like I'm starting to see that trend, starting to see and feel the trend. Oh, look at the High Republic ratio variants. That's what I was talking about. The High Republic ratio variants aren't holding a candle to a lot of the other. That's where my brain was trying to get to. But then some of the other ones, just either way. I'm late to Devil's Reign. I'm going to look for some lots on eBay. There you go, man. That's one of the easy ways to do it, is once things are done and people have, like me, have collected a lot or a run of books and we've read them, we've enjoyed them, and we're not going to keep them in the PC. I tend to put books up at about half of cover value and moving them because I've got them for 20% under cover at my LCS with the new comic book day discount. So then at half, you're not really making a whole lot of money when it comes to shipping stuff. You're just kind of spreading that value out into the community and giving somebody a really good deal. And it's a completed run. Like the books, the work is done. If you've got all 6 issues or all 8 issues or all 12, then you can sit down and read it. And then you get to collect the single issues. You get to read the story, and voila, you've done it more efficiently than everybody else that have been going out and buying the books on New Comic Book Day. And today they announced they are doing season 1 and season 2 back to back. In the comic books? They're going to do both of them back to back in the comic books? Interesting. Okay. I saw a 2,000-year-old stain. It was from Ancient. Yes, exactly. Either way, those are the comic books. Let's go over announcements one more time as we continue to hit up the chat as people talk. Rhodian Outpost, once again, thank you for being here tonight. Please consider hitting subscribing. Any of the new names that we see in here, we really appreciate each and everybody coming in and checking out the channel for the first time. And we greatly appreciate all the regulators. Mount up, because you're not just regulars, you're regulators. So we're going to call upon Warren G. And we are going to mount up. But the wait, there's more. Listen, we appreciate each and everybody that comes out every week, for Mondays, for Tuesdays at Simpleman's Comics, for Wednesdays here, and then they hang out on the Whatnot app to watch some of those auction items going off. We really appreciate everybody's support and continued support as we work to provide support to Mission 22 and the Till Valhalla Project for Mission 22 of 2022, not issue 22. Still thinking comic books. God, is it so human? But yeah, we really appreciate everybody being here. And my hope is that the energy that I draw from you guys and interacting with you guys that fires me up, I hope we're bringing you guys some energy and some information and knowledge. Not just trying to be entertaining here, trying to be somewhat informationally and educationally tuned in to what we're doing. I could be doing a much better job creating content that is informationally balanced or educationally balanced. But in the same fashion, it's about connecting with you guys and having a really good time. That's why I love doing these live streams twice a week at a minimum, 3 times if you count the Whatnot stream. And you guys know Thursdays are reading days for catching up and prepping for Whatnot auctions for Friday. So follow on the Whatnot app. If I can figure things out in a timely fashion and get that box unboxing get recorded, we might be giving away one of those slabs on Whatnot. Might be doing a follower giveaway out of that box of slabs. You never know. Work definitely plays a role in that, and maybe it'll be so busy. I'm not going to create a story here, but we'll see what happens. We'll play the cards as they hit the table, right? Mitch Joel, what is up? Hey, Andy, lots of similar picks this week. Yeah, it's been a busy week. And then I see some other people out there that have some very different picks. So I really appreciate all of you guys bringing those different picks in and telling me what I've missed and everything. But yeah, you guys really make this worth. You guys make this worthwhile every time, all the time. We're going to be working to upgrade computers at some point here. We've had a hard drive actually fail in this one, as old as it is. It's time to kick the bucket and get to building something. I've lost my RAID setup. It's crashed. One of the hard drives melted. This thing is on life support. It's time to upgrade equipment or work on upgrading equipment. So you guys are going to see a lot of books hitting Whatnot that I technically don't want to let go of, but it's time to turn some of that expensive paper into other expensive paper so that we can get expensive plastic and expensive metal and build a new PC to continue bringing content out and hanging out with the comic book community, because it's about that time. But yeah, for her birthday, I took my wife to an orchard and we stood there looking at trees for half an hour. Not the Apple Watch she was expecting, apparently. Were you the apple of her eye or the eye of her apple? Either way, holy moly. Yeah, like we said, we're closing this one out on a bang bang skeet skeet. That is a ton of books to pick up for New Comic Book Day, no joke. And we haven't even talked about the stack of back issues that we picked up. Either way, once again, everybody, you guys know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. But this connective tissue of comic books is fantastic. But the most fantastic part all day, every week are each and every one of you. And we want to continue celebrating all of you guys and the energy that you bring and energize me. And hopefully you guys are being energized as well, hanging out in the chat and talking with everybody and supporting each other, because that is a fantastic part. But you guys are the most fantastic part. But the most important part all day, every week, every month, every year. Be original and take care of each other. We'll see you guys on the next one. And I'll look for you guys in the chats. Have a great week, everybody.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The holler boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah.
Switch to targeting computer.
I love gold.
Stay on target.
I love gold.
Stay on target.
I love